All right, guys, what's going on? Back out here in the garage again, and we're going to piddle around a little bit today. You guys have been asking for it on live and in the comments, so we're going to go ahead and get started on it today, guys. I'll show you what I'm talking about right now. Rear window time. So this seal's all crusty and in bad shape. I got a little bit of some rust or something going on right in there, if you guys can see it. You know, half the seal's gone. Still got some of the clips in. I don't know if you guys can see this laying right here. Went and stole a guitar string off one of my guitars, and we're going to attempt to run it through this seal and cut this back glass out. Set you up some laps and bring you back, guys. See you. All right, guys, bring you back here just a second. Typically, this guitar string trick works really good. The strings I have is off an old guitar and they're real old, so they keep breaking. Plus, the seal is real old also. So for the sake of the video, you know, my seal is falling apart. We're just gonna set up some time lapse and pull that off and pop this window out. That way we can get started. And then, you know, the real trick is when we go back in with it. So when we get ready, we'll come back. All right, guys. See you. All right, guys, bring you back here just a second. I hate that the guitar string didn't work out for you. I really wanted to show you that trick, but unfortunately this seal is just too hard and crusty as it's dried out through the years. But a lot of times you can run one through there or something of that sort and work it back and forth and cut it right out of there. But as I got you on camera, you know, my seal was really crusty and breaking apart. So that's how we ended up popping this out. The old seal's still in here. We're getting ready to completely bring it out and see what we're dealing with here. I know for sure I've got a little bit of repair to do right there, if you can see it. All right, guys, I'll set you back up on laps and we'll go from there. See you. All right, guys, bring me back here just a second. We'll show you what we've got after we've took the window out, cleaned up, ran the lip edge and stuff like that. I took a wire wheel with a 4-inch grinder and cleaned it up. And I'll show you what we're doing and where we're going from here. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to stick the window right back in. We've got a little bit of soft spot right in here that I'm gonna have to repair. And actually, guys, this is the side that I built the post from scratch, and I thought it was gonna be a lot worse, but it's actually not terrible. The worst spot is up here across there. And it's about halfway, a little bit past halfway. So plan for this, guys. This is about 3/4 tall. I think what I'm going to do is cut me some 5/8 strips. I don't have anything that long to go across, so I'm going to put it in sections. But I'm going to start here on the up lip and cut 5/8 pieces, and we'll cut them out, put them in across through here. I may have to do just a little bit of something right there on that rust hole if you can see it. And then we'll come back and we'll replace some of this lip. The lip's pretty good all the way around besides really right here. And it's got structure. This is like a, I don't know, like a pinch weld or something from the inner structure of the roof and the outer skin when they're put together. So I think I'm just gonna have to replace the outer one on it. But the rest of it looks pretty good for what we got going. There's a little bit of pitting, but I mean, you know, it's all right. This side's not too bad a shape. You can see that's what I was showing you from the other side. So on this video, guys, I'm gonna do my best to do this all as one video. Removal of the glass and installing new glass. fortunately, there's some fab work. You know, we're still doing rust repair. So I'm gonna do the best I can to get this all in one video. I may have to do removal, metal work, and then do another video on installing the glass. That way I can talk about it through the whole video on how to do it and all that stuff. But you know, we'll see what kind of work footage I get, and we'll go from there. But until then, I'm gonna set you up on laps, and we'll start doing some fabricating, start welding this stuff together. Bring you back, guys. See you. All right, guys, bring you back here just quick and give you a little bit of update on what I'm doing. As far as the metal work you're seeing, I've never done any of this in this part of a Tri-5. So, you know, I'm kind of going on a prayer and a whim, but I'll show you what I got going so far. So what I'm doing, guys, is just what I was talking about. Cut my 5/8 piece. You know, a lot of times I like to slit cut putting panels in, but this one there's no way to access, you know, that little lip. So that's the reason I cut it out first. And what I done was cut it out flush at the bottom and then tack the bottom, and I cut the top just a little bit low, and that way I could grind it down to where it went in, fell into place, per se. Where the roof skin and the support meets, I just started right here. the outer layer's bad, the inner layer's good, the structure of it. So I'm just going to replace to about right here on it. Like I said, guys, I've never done this before, but you see me put slit cuts, relief cuts in it with the snips on that section. You see me put a few slit cuts in it here with the Metabo blade on this section. Like I said, guys, I'm learning as I go, especially with this part. I've never done it before. I like the relief cuts better with the snips versus the Metabo wheel, because I'm gonna have to, you know, weld that up a little bit, but it's all good. So what we'll do from here, I'll probably about the end of it for tonight. I'll come back out tomorrow and we'll set you up some more laps on it and go from there. We'll start welding it up and getting it ground back out and work it back in. That way we'll be ready to go back in with this window. So I'll bring you back, guys. See you. All right, guys, next day in the garage, show you what we got going and where we're going with this rear window on this. All right, guys, here it is. So we popped this window out. The seal was crusty and brittle, so I just kind of broke the outer lip off of it, and you know, the window came straight out. Showed you the rust we had going on, so I've done some rust repair, put some new metal in it, and all that good stuff. This is before the grind. That's today's plan, is getting this ground out smooth back where I want it, and then that will be pretty close to good, because you know, most of it's going to be covered by window seal and then your chrome molding. So only other spot I've got is a little bit right here. So we may tackle that today. So probably what I'm gonna do with this, guys, I'm gonna break this up in 2 different videos where I do have some fab work on here and had to do some rust repair. So we'll do the, you know, rear glass removal, which I know I'm probably gonna get blowed up over the screwdriver. That's fine. Like I said, my seal was extremely brittle and breaking off. You could about break it with your hand, is the reason I was doing that. I recommend cutting them out, you know, with a box cutter, or use the top string of a guitar string and you can zip through them. I mean, it's work, don't get me wrong, but you know, I was ready to get mine out and I know that it would come out real easy. So that's why we done it like that. But anyway, so we're probably gonna break it up in 2 videos. I'm gonna get this ground out today, show you what we got going with the finish, and then we may cap this video off, get it put out there, because I've got a lot of work footage with this. And then I'll start a new video when I get ready to install the back glass in. That's the biggest question I had was installing back glass. So we may do a complete separate video, just a how I do it, walk through it, show you the steps that I take to do it, you know, with, try not to edit too much, you know, I'll talk and explain as I'm going through that video. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see where we go. But for now, I'm gonna set you back up on laps. We're gonna get this ground out smooth, and depending on how far I get, how quick, we may tackle that other little rust repair. And I'm waiting on new clips, and then we'll be ready to go back in with the window. So I'll bring you back shortly, guys. See you. All right, guys, bring you back real quick and I'll show you what we've got, and we're probably gonna cap this video off with as much footage as I've got with this one, and then we'll go from there on starting the next one with what I'm gonna do and going back in with this window. So I'll show you what I've come up with taking the window out, cleaning everything up. I'm still waiting on clips to get here for your Bel Air trim molding. But this is what we've got on the rust repair that I had. Hopefully you guys can see that. What I ended up doing on this side, this was just a few small little rust holes. Instead of putting a section in, because the only way I've got to cut it is this Metabo wheel, and I didn't want to have to slice into this post to get down in that groove. So, you know, I chased them welds, or the rust hose, and welded it up, and I caught good metal with it. They was just pin hose, and we grounded it out. I had a little bit of touch up I had to do here from when I built this post from hand. And if you didn't see that, go back and check that video out. But there was still just a little bit of welding I needed to do here, and I couldn't get to it with the window in. So now that the window was out, we got it touched up and ready to go. A little bit more of this lip. So I've got it ground down. You know, there's no sharp edges, anything that can rip the seal. Right on the inside weld, probably what I'm going to do, and we'll start this with the next video. I'm going to seam seal this. Just, you know, take and bring my finger through it to make sure everything's sealed good right there. We've got all our lips good and smooth, and you know, everything will be covered by the seal and sealed up. Turned out pretty nice for what I did. And you know, I've never done any rust repair like that in the rear windows, so I'm pretty happy with it. Everything else looks pretty good. There's a little bit of pitting, but you know, I think it's all right, and we'll go from there. Like I said, guys, earlier, you know, you're gonna see me use a guitar string a little bit, and I wanted that to work out a lot better for you guys. Unfortunately, this seal was so hard, so brittle, it just broke apart, and you know, it was so hard, just a guitar string wasn't cutting it. But a guitar string will cut them out. If not, you can cut about a 1/4 inch up on the seal, pop that outside lip off, and then your glass can come out, and then you can, you know, get the rest of your seal off and all that stuff. Screwdriver's not the best idea. It's all good. It worked out on mine. I was able to do it without breaking the glass. If you do have to use something like that to, you know, fold them lips off, be extremely careful. Just be cautious, guys. You know, with these curved glass, they can break in a split second, and so just be careful. I know that I could get mine out really easy. I was just trying to give some tips and tricks on how to get them out, and you know, hopefully it works for you. And you know, I'm sure there's other ways out there to do that, but you know, that's what I come up with. So we're going to cash this video in now, guys, and you know, next video, like I said, we'll do. I'm probably going to do some primer or paint on the package tray. You know, seam seal where I welded, and then I'm going to get a little bit of primer and just a little bit of paint in this before I go back in the glass, and then I'll do, you know, that'll all be tied in with the next video on how to install the rear glass on your Tri-5 Chevy. So that's what we got, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. Thank you to everybody out there that's subscribed and comments, and all the great comments, and keep them coming, guys. I like talking to you guys, and hopefully you like what I'm doing. So I'll bring you back on the next one. Till then, like, subscribe, talk to me, guys. See you.